This video is powered by Notre Dame Club of East Africa, a conversation with Notre Dame alumni and friends. Listen, connect, and challenge.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity to share out and just to meet up. I'm Miriam Washira. I was in Notre Dame 2017, 2018, the class of 2018, the human rights program. So on the service day, we went to Machakos women's prison. So currently I'm working with Justice Defenders as the country director. So Justice Defenders, we offer legal education and legal services in prisons. So it was easy for me to pick a prison because that's where I work. And I'm happy that the committee agreed to visit a prison. So for the visit, it was quite a pleasant time. If I may say, we'll hear from Father what he thinks. But one of the things I really appreciate is just even the time to spend together as alumni and to share among ourselves, but also to go out and spread hope, the word of hope among those who are in prison. One of the things they really appreciated was the gifts that we brought with us. They go a long way. So when you're in prison, so currently we know that we are in a very hard economic time as a country, and which means the government is not paying so much attention to prison. So they might lack some of the basics. So we took with us some of the basics like soap, tissue, which they really appreciated. We also had the time of sharing a legal awareness, a legal session, where the ladies at the prison were able to ask questions, and we were able to answer because among us we were two advocates, my colleague Julie. So we were able to answer a few legal questions and just guide the ladies on how to go about their legal matters. We're also with Jackie and a friend of Jackie, and they offered words of encouragement to the ladies in prison. And it's always good to hear a different voice when you're in prison, just to see another new face. It's always a pleasure for the ladies. And then we had Father David, who offered prayers. Yeah, next time I'll make sure that we are ready for the mass, because I seem the ladies were really keen and ready for the mass. Unfortunately, we had not planned for the mass, but we were able to have a prayer session and a Bible reading, which was very encouraging for the ladies. So just us going out is for the ladies to know that we are able to give back what we got from Notre Dame. One of our things that we were taught when at Notre Dame is to be a different kind of a lawyer. And I think for us and for me, how I live that out is ensuring the power that I've gotten from the skills and the knowledge I have, the power I've gotten from the law degrees that I have, is that I'm using it for the good of the community. I'm using it to help others who are either in trouble with the law, to help them get out of trouble with the law, or just guide them. And for me, that is how I live out what I learned in Notre Dame, just being a different kind of a lawyer, but also being a champion lawyer, that whatever I do it and I do it well, and I champion for the good of the society. So I will hand it over to my colleague, Julie, if she has joined. Sorry, I'm on phone, so I can see everyone. If Julie has joined, maybe she can share before Father.
Hi, Miriam. I think Father can go and then I'll go last.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Father David Eliaona, a priest of the Congregation of Holy Cross. You probably, if you all went through Notre Dame, you know who Holy Cross is. It is the order that founded the university. I also had the opportunity to do my graduate studies at Notre Dame. I stayed there for 9 years. That's the longest I've ever been out of the country. Now I work here in Nairobi. I teach at Tangaza University College, and I also work in our formation house. It was a very wonderful opportunity to be among those who went to visit the prison in Machakos on the Notre Dame Global Day of Service. To me, I I really thought maybe it was just going to be a visiting of a prison and just be able to offer, a day of service. But it turned out to be also a very educative moment. What I saw Miriam and Julie are doing there, of course, with the help of some of the paralegals that they have managed to recruit on the way, is something that I never knew existed, or maybe something that could be done especially in the local prison. To say is the fact that there are lots of people who end up in prison and not knowing how to defend themselves. And the work that Miriam and Julie are doing to educate these people, and especially helping them to know how to stand on the court and be able to speak and defend their cases, is something that was very remarkable. Something at some point when we were talking with the warden was very, she had lots of praises for Julie and Miriam, because she was wondering maybe if they continue to work like this for the next 3 years, the prison will be empty. But this was a very opening moment and educative moment for me. Yes, I had a chance to lead a prayer session, but I really have lots of praises for what Julie and Miriam are doing. So thank you so much. It was a very educative moment for me, and I think by doing this, we really are spreading the spirit of what Notre Dame is about, a force for good. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I trust you are all having a happy Thursday. My name is Julie Matoke, for those of you who don't know me. I work with Miriam at Justice Defenders. I am the legal advocate. At Justice Defenders, I lead a team of, and I also pick up cases where we offer legal representation for clients, free legal representation for clients in prison. So for me, it was an amazing experience to pick one of the offices where, one of the prisons where we do our work, and particularly to pick Machakos women. And it was a good thing for me on that particular Saturday, because I was not going to do the usual, do you meet the criteria? Can I represent you? Or if I can't, what is the next possible legal solution I can give you? It was amazing to go back and, in the spirit of Notre Dame, just to, sit with them, have a small session with them of, legal interactions, just to encourage them and for them to even have spiritual nourishment. So the act of service day really for me reminded me of the concept of people first. We're people first, despite who we are in our backgrounds, despite what has happened to us and what we have gone through. And it was good to see how that was also, merging with the vision of Justice Defenders, of defending the defenseless, and for them also being reminded that, they mattered and that they're important, and that even beyond prison, that there's always an opportunity to reform your life and to go back. I think the people that touched my heart the most on that particular day were children. And there was this young boy, I think, I don't remember whether it was Miriam who was doing a presentation or it was Father Eliona. And then the boys shouted something about, we asked them what they learned the previous day, and the young boy shouted Constitution. And for me, it was a promise, a promise for the future that this child will live beyond, the mother's experience in prison, and that one day they are going to be out there, and who knows, they may be the different kind of lawyer who will one day end up at Notre Dame, or who will one day end up serving the world for them. So for me, that act of service on that particular day was a blessing to remind all of us who we are as a people, and the spirit within which we were raised in Notre Dame. Thank you, Levitt.
Thank you so much, our hosts. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. Let me be the first one to ask. You guys are doing an amazing job impacting lives. So have you had situations where you are able to bail out people who were wrongly accused and they were in prisons? Like, how many of such cases have you had?
Okay, I'll take that. Yes, we have had the opportunity. Last year alone, we had 1,600 of our clients released from prisons. So we serve in 18 prisons in Kenya, and for each station they have their targets of people numbers to serve. So last year we served about 16,000 clients, and out of those, about 1,600 left prisons. We also, at one point when we had when COVID hit and started, we had actually a fund. We were calling it a fine fund. So you'll find somebody who is in prison for a very long time, but they're only fined like 1,000 shillings. But it's either 1,000 shillings or 3 months in prison. That does not make sense, and especially during COVID time when any overcrowding was an issue and all that. So we were able to do a fund, and with that fund, we were able to release about 96 people. We paid fines for 96 people, and they joined their families back. We usually don't pay fines on our daily work or bail, but we help the inmates to apply to make applications to the court. So if you apply to court and you're given a bail that is very high, we'll do an application for you for the bill to be reduced. And we have seen a lot of people getting out. The other thing we do is what we call alternative dispute resolution. So each one of our offices has a phone where our paralegals are able to contact the complainant and initiate a negotiation or a mediation session where they're able to talk it out. You know, the accused person who is in prison and the complainant, and especially on petty matters, you know, you stole my phone, or you hit my child, or your cows ate in my shamba, such matters, we're able to negotiate them, and we have seen it being very successful. You know, we're also restoring the community, helping people to restore their relationships. Yes, so I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much, Miriam. And please do let us know, like, if someone wants to work with justice defenders. We have so many young lawyers in our networks who might want to, you know, just be part of such initiatives. Please do share in the group or just give us more information. Any more questions?
All right. Maybe to respond to that,
Okay.
maybe what Julie did not say is that she works with a network of pro bono lawyers. She runs a pro bono scheme where we have pro bono advocates who volunteer with us. So for Julie, all the cases that overflow from her, she's able to allocate them to the pro bono advocates. So yes, we are happy, and even to monitor the younger generations that they use their law degrees to make a change in the communities they're in.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Any more question or addition from the hosts?
Yeah, there's just one more thing I wanted to add because of what I saw there. You know, most of the I found that Julie and Miriam are not just using people who hold law degrees to work with them, because they train their own paralegals among the inmates. Julie was just making me greet a few friends there, and I'm sure maybe some of them are there. I don't know whether you're allowed to do that in this session, but I think for me that was really inspiring. So I'm sure there are a number of people who come out of prison who already know how to use, almost close to legal practice in so many ways. So to me, I think that was something very positive.
Thank you. Yes. So even one of our programs, we run the education program, and maybe it's something we can pursue with Notre Dame. And I know Notre Dame is partnering with Strathmore on many degrees, on many levels. So previously, we've been partnering with University of London to offer law degrees to our paralegals. And currently, we have about 45 law graduates in prison. Either they are prison officers or inmates. And they continue to offer services within the prisons. We also currently have a class of 40 studying a paralegal course with Strathmore University. So I think now that Notre Dame is also doing a lot of work with Strathmore, we can somehow see how we can partner with Notre Dame on the education front, either for the especially for the paralegals. And yes, as the father said, I'm actually currently doing this from prison, Nakuru Women Prison, and I'm with my paralegals in the office. Yes.
Thank you so much. Shaban, Sarah, do you have any questions, comments?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay, jambo sana. It's morning here and you can feel it in my voice. My name's Shaban and I'm a 2016 graduate from the Peace Studies program at Croc. I completed my program and eventually stayed. I currently work with the Southern School Corporation. And I'm sorry I've not been so active on this platform, but I'm really encouraged by everything that is happening, this current spirit, the initiatives that are coming up. And I want to say thank you so much for everyone who stepped out of their comfort zone to make this happen. And that leads me to the next question. What are some of the challenges that you experienced planning for this? And what are the lessons you've learned moving forward, especially looking at the bigger picture of this club? And then the last one is, how do we plan to amplify this work? I know you did a good job to share your brief report here. You shared the pictures, they look really good, but beyond this, what are other avenues of telling these good stories and just inviting, people into this conversation? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who is going to take that?
Maybe I'll talk about the challenges and then Father Leon and Miriam can talk about the rest. I think one of the challenges was low turnout from our colleagues. I hope the next time we have another act of service day that we can have as many people on board as possible. And then I hope that we can also be able to increase in terms of funding for the acts of service that we do, or maybe we can talk about in the future maybe having something like a kitty where we can draw from even as we do our CSRs across the board. But for me, the biggest was the low turnout of members. Although we felt the spirit in the group, but it would be nice to have a lot of members on board.
Yeah, I think I actually was going to talk about that as well. And I don't know whether, Shaban, are you asking just about this one day of Global Service Day, or you're also asking about the group in general? Because if it's the group in general, I think Lavit and maybe anyone in the leadership team will be able to answer any of that. But yes, we had a very low turnout. We thought maybe there was going to be more people involved. We actually were very grateful that there are lots of people who gave out their contributions for us to for Miriam and I don't know who she was working with to make sure that we get everything that we need. I didn't know what it means to visit a women's prison, so I probably wouldn't even know what is supposed to be brought. So, but yes, we had lots of people who gave out their contributions. But yes, contributions are good, and yet I think on a day as important as this of the Day of Global Service, a good turnout I think is a big credit. Most of us probably saw on the Notre Dame alumni website a share out from other alumni groups across the globe, and the turnout is usually far much better. So hopefully maybe in the years to come we'll do better on that. As from the different descriptions we made, there was so much to learn. And I know this is just one day of global service and just one visit. Something else might be, maybe next year we might decide to do something different. and yet there's going to be a completely different way of learning things. So maybe that's what I could add there.
Yeah, with regards to the leadership and this share out program that we are doing, someone said that journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. So we've begun with this share out, and right now we are on social media, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube. So we believe that with these simple steps, small steps we are taking, we are able to amplify what the club is doing, and the amazing things that most of us are doing out there. Yeah, so that is just part of the leadership. We're taking small steps, and we believe that it's going to turn out to be something big in the end. Miriam, do you have anything to say?
Not really. I think in future, we need to plan early. I think also maybe it's the way we presented it, like it was ad hoc, last minute thing. I think with the leadership, we should have like a calendar of activities that whether we want to do the fundraising for, we start early enough, and for people also to book in the diaries. I think one of the low turnout is that people had already committed to other activities. But as soon as we know the day, we should publicize it and for people to book it in the diaries so that they commit to it. Yes, I'm really grateful for the contribution. I think we can do better next time. But we do appreciate what we received and what we were able to take to the prisons.
Yeah, thank you, Miriam. Shaban, I hope we answered your questions. Sarah?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Sure. So we only have like 5 minutes remaining. Sarah, if you have any question, any comment.
Yeah, hi guys. So I just wanted to introduce myself. So I'm Sarah Nanjala. I'm also a Notre Dame alumni, very fresh. Graduated this year in January, May. I'm a COVID student, so my calendar was all messed up. Yeah, but I was also in the same program as Shaban. I was in the Youth School of Global Affairs under the with the Kroc Institute for peace studies. I've been getting the invites to come to these shouts, but they didn't really coincide with my my work schedule and my time zone. So at least today I was able to make it, which is very exciting. I'm very happy to meet you all and to see the work that you guys are doing. I did see the prison posts on social media, so it's good to hear the background story of it. And hopefully I'll be able to join more of these meetings and to be more of a active participant in the things that we do. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for your time. And it shows that we are also reaching out to people via social media. I can see President Judy is here. Maybe with a few minutes, you can just say hi to people.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
We're good.
I think
We're good.
so sorry for joining late. I am on an extremely different time zone. But I think just to echo what Levit has mentioned, and of course some of the things that were shared on what you did, on a couple of levels. The first one, I think, just exemplifying the power of what a group of people can do when they come together. I think Mimi, when we were initially looking for ideas and you suggested it, we weren't sure how it will go, but the work that you already do is so powerful. And I think that was really what we were trying to show, that the spaces which our alumni are already operating in, this is what they're doing on their day-to-day life, which we had hoped everyone else can see. And so having people bring in all their resource or ideas for you who attended there in person to see and speak and hear these powerful stories of the women. I mean, I'm sure they'll always remember that. And especially as a community of, you know, people that we sometimes tend to forget, but still having families and areas of influence themselves, there's no telling what the gesture, you know, will do for them and all those people that they themselves touch in their own way. So a big thank you for representing us. And I definitely do hope that it's a first of many.